everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for Thursday, the 12th of May, 2022. Got a lot to talk about today. Man, first of all, a day of technical difficulties, and I think that was a result directly of my attempting to upgrade our setup here. If you remember, I talked about this yesterday, that there's a few new improvements that I've done. We have new overlays now that are now color changing, which is really nice to do a different color for every playthrough. I think that's going to be pretty neat. But I also wanted to start using a 1080p webcam again. I've had a 1080p webcam forever. I use it every day. But when I do gameplay, I do 480p video in a little box, 4:3 aspect ratio. When I do this, like the Daily Wrap, I do 1080p 16:9 aspect ratio. Well, people have been criticizing me for years, saying, why don't you just do the 1080p for everything? And I said, well, I think it's because right now, when I'm doing full 1080p 60 frames per second gameplay like I do on my streams, it's already using a ton of my CPU on my computer. So if I were to up the quality of the webcam, likely the CPU would end up being maxed out and it would probably drop frames. And people told me for years and years, oh, that's hogwash, it's not true, and yada, yada, yada. So finally, since I was already instituting some improvements and changes yesterday, I said, let's just try it, okay? Immediately, we started seeing frame rate drops in the gameplay. Immediately. It was like not even... oh, wait, the first game we played yesterday, frame rate drops. Last night we played Halo Infinite, frame rate drops out the ass. So today, I was strongly considering turning it off, but I said, let's try one more stream. Let's try the Forgotten City and see what happens. So guess what happened? My mic malfunctioned, which was the weirdest thing because usually my mic rarely functions. So I restarted my whole stream. We played the Forgotten City, and guess what? Frame rate drops. And everyone was saying, this is weird because when we've played the Forgotten City, we never saw frame rate drops. I'm like, I'm not seeing the frame rate drops in the game. It's you guys seeing them because, yeah, my setup is maxing out because I have the 1080p webcam. Now, most people have told me in the last day, they're not seeing any advantage to having the 1080p webcam. They don't really see the difference anyway between that and 480p. So on tonight's late stream, when I turned on Mirror's Edge to start up the playthrough, guess what happened? My mic malfunctioned again. And what's happening is OBS basically errors out and nothing works, and I have to restart my whole PC when that happens. It's got to be the 1080p webcam. It has to be. That's the only thing I've really changed. So I said, we're not doing it. We're going back to the old webcam style. When I do gameplay, it'll be 480p webcam and better gameplay visuals with less choppiness. And when I do this, like the vlog style, we'll go back to the 1080p full webcam. And this is just what we're stuck at. Like I told you guys, I cannot buy a new webcam or do any improvements. My CPU is already maxed. So if I were to get a new piece of equipment and try to take it into the equation, it wouldn't work. This is why I need a new PC, which is what we've been talking about, is that maybe in the next couple of months we can see if I can maybe do some fundraisers or get some components donated and we can make a new PC, because this one just is not cutting it. I can't make... I'm basically reaching the limitations of what I can do improvements-wise because the PC is limited, okay? All right. So that being said, we had technical difficulties on both streams today. Both I had to do a forced PC restart. I've now put the webcam back to the old way, so let's hope this doesn't continue to happen, okay? So, gameplay-wise, first stream today was the Forgotten City. Now, what was hilarious about this is people were telling me you could beat this game within an hour and a half to get the final ending, okay? I was very skeptical about this. Some people were telling me, no, there's no way. You basically would take about 2 hours to do everything you need to do to get the secret ending, but then there's all this dialogue and stuff you need to do for the ending, and unless you're going to just skip all the dialogue and try to rush to the end, you obviously want to experience what you've earned by playing these hours of extra gameplay. It would take about 3 hours, okay? So, today, with little to no difficulty, we got through all the ending stuff you have to do Forgotten City. Guess how long it took? 2.5 hours just to get to the final segment. Then in the final segment, there's insane amounts of dialogue trees you have to go through. Apparently, there is a dialogue tree you can use and beat the game, but it wasn't there for me. I did it 3 to 4 times, and it wasn't there, and the game kept getting game over. So people started looking it up on the internet, found it, told me this is what you need to say dialogue-wise. The dialogue choice was not in there for me. And everyone's like, we have no idea why not. We've never seen that before. Now, there's another way to beat the game. You basically have to grab a tiara or a crown, and then go through a time loop again and redo the whole ending of the game, and then you can win the game a different way. The crown kept glitching through the floor and disappearing from the game. So an ending that, if it worked properly, should have maybe taken 20 to 30 minutes, took me over an hour. I had to stream past 4:30 p.m., which is way over the time. My streams end at 4. So my dinner was cold. I was super late getting out of here. I mean, the ending was pretty good. I liked the ending of The Forgotten City, but man, that whole segment being full of bugs kind of ruined the experience for me, because everything else in the game I absolutely enjoyed. It was only that last segment being full of bugs and taking 3 times as long as anyone else to beat it was pretty annoying as shit. But I just find it hilarious that it was almost 4 hours for me to beat the game when people were saying I could beat it in an hour and a half. What it is some people just completely underestimate what it's like to be an interactive streamer. They think, well, if I just sat here and I wasn't talking to anyone around me or interacting with anyone, I was just rushing through all the dialogue, playing it for myself, I could beat it in 90 minutes. Yeah, maybe, but that's not the case for me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we did beat The Forgotten City. The ending is live on DSP Gaming. Check it out. I actually liked the ending, was very frustrated at the fucking bugs. I was like, how did they ruin the end and have so many bugs in the last sequence of the game? What a way to end on a downer, you know? All right, then tonight. Oh, by the way, I should say this. I was shocked and, yes, pleasantly surprised at the amount of support we got for The Forgotten City after having not played the game since the 2nd of February. I mean, we're talking over a 3-month wait. Not only did people come back to see the finale, they supported the stream. We did pretty good. And I was very happy with that, and thank you to those who did support that stream. Or if you are watching on demand on YouTube later and you happen to maybe do a super thanks or something, thank you, because I wasn't expecting any support. I thought it was going to be one of my deadest streams ever, and it ended up being a pretty decent stream, okay? Tonight for Mirror's Edge. First of all, I haven't played this game since 2008. This game has significant frame rate boosts on the Xbox Series X. I remember it being good on Xbox 360. It's running smooth on my Series X, full 60 frames, okay? I like it, but it's definitely showing its age with some of the wonkiness of the jumping. There was a few bugs and things we encountered where she wouldn't grab the ledges for no good reason. It was a little frustrating, but at the same time, I remembered it being as such. But the game has exceptionally good checkpoints, which makes it still playable even if you fail a million times. The graphic design and the music is outstanding. I'm like, wow, I'm having so much fun because the music is so good and the chase sequences are exciting. Like, wow, I remember this game. It was one of the first games that I played when I was becoming a YouTuber, when I was making content, and it actually kind of blew me away with what it was, and that's why I was so inspired to keep doing videos, because I liked these really unique games that were coming out back at that 2008 time, okay? So, here's the good news. We made good progress. I think I beat like 7 chapters or something crazy like that tonight. I don't remember how many chapters the game has, but we had good progress. I had a lot of fun, and the viewing audience was actually a good-sized audience and loved it too. The only problem, the support was pretty much non-existent. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That worries me, and here's why. My plans were as thus. Take Skyrim and put it as a daytime stream. Balance Skyrim with WWE 2K22 for a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks or so. That's going to free up my late night streams to do things like Halo Infinite and chill games that I want to play, that I've wanted to play for a long time, like Mirror's Edge, like maybe Zelda Link to the Past or Earthbound. But if my first stream of retro stuff, Mirror's Edge, does poorly, that's a really bad sign. And it did. We raised $25 tonight. That was it. Not even halfway to the tier 1 tip goal for a stream. That's really bad. And that's a bad sign that's going to set, I hope that doesn't set a precedent. I am going to continue to play Mirror's Edge this week. If you watch the videos and you like them, please like them, leave comments, and please consider supporting them. Or if you can, attend the next stream, which is going to be Monday night, and support it that way, because I like this playthrough. I like the idea of being able to go back to stuff from my past and replay it and have a good time with it on the chill streams. But I need people to support it. I can't have it be that the chill streams literally is like, I might as well not have streamed because I can't support myself. You know what I'm saying? So if you like the stream tonight, if you watch the Mirror's Edge stuff, you're like, oh, this is good, please consider supporting it if you can. And I'm hoping this is not establishing a pattern that if I do play more retro stuff, no one's going to care. Because people say to me all the time, Phil, why don't you just play whatever you want? You're a content creator who can make his own schedule. You're right, but this is both my hobby and my job. I have to make intelligent decisions that what I'm playing is not only going to be entertaining to me, but also is going to entertain an audience that will then support it so I can make a living. Or else I can't do this anymore. You see? It's tough. It really is a double-edged sword being a content creator, because I can't just sit here and play whatever I want all the time. I've wanted to play Mirror's Edge for 9 years. Yeah. Ever since I did Direct Capture, I said, man, I want to do another playthrough of Mirror's Edge. It's taking me this long to get to it. Pretty crazy, don't you think? I want to replay Zelda. I want to replay Earthbound. Those are games I only played once 9 years ago. I want to play them again. These are games from my childhood that I absolutely love, and I'm craving playing them, and I can't do it if there's not going to be support. I really hope that this was a fluke, and that people will actually continue to support the playthrough moving forward. I really hope so, okay? All right, so tomorrow, Skyrim Anniversary Edition on the first stream, continuing the Dragonborn DLC, and then Friday Night Fights, old school Street Fighter fun on the late shift, okay? So Saturday, the big marathon. Please continue to vote on the cuisine you want to see for the Feasting with the King on Saturday. You can do that on the main channel page of DSP Gaming under the community tab. And we're going to be doing not only Feasting with the King, but DSP Reacts to Down the Rabbit Hole Dark Side Phil and my first large-scale sim match, all during that marathon on Saturday. Sunday, it's going to be more WWE 2K22 paired with a late night stream of Halo Infinite. And then Monday is going to be the continuation of Skyrim paired with more Mirror's Edge. And that's the streaming week. Okay, everyone? Thank you so very much. Have a good night. I'll see you all in the morning for Skyrim. Peace out.